Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your East Oakland advocate. Well, it's an end of an era, and Sports Illustrated is struggling. And there's been a lot of controversy about the sports magazine. It's incurred a tremendous amount of debt, um, and a recent uh, what that came out was that SI, Sports Illustrated, the previous editor that was in charge of SI, uh, they laid off a lot of employees, a lot of writers, reporters, and in fact, it was pretty much a skeleton crew. And then the worst happened, uh, and they let everybody go. And the editor of SI at the time faked faked SI stories with fake reporters, fake stories, AI generated stories. And so um, we're not going to see Sports Illustrated anymore. So those of you that relied on SI for your sports, for whatever your sports was, because SI covered a lot of things. And how most men remember SI was from 1979 with the swimsuit edition. Christy Brinkley back then. And she was an extremely beautiful model. And it was the first of 3 consecutive years that Christy Brinkley graced the covers of Sports Illustrated, the swimsuit edition. And that's what made SI famous for a lot of people. And her first husband, Billy Joel, it was interesting because at the same time, Billy Joel was dating and then ended up marrying Christy Brinkley. Uh, it was I was dating a model, my second wife at the time, and we were very similar. She was very tall. She was 6'1". I'm 5'10", and Billy Joel's like 5'7", and Christy Brinkley was just under 5'10", and so Billy Joel was shorter than his wife, just like I was shorter than my wife, and so uh, they had a song called "Uptown Girl," and that became kind of my theme song back during my period when I was dating my wife at the time in the mid 80s, shortly after I had separated from my first wife. And it was real interesting because there were a lot of similarities. She's blonde hair, blue eyes. Christy Brinkley, blonde hair, blue eyes. Similar age difference. My second wife and I we were 10 years difference. She being the senior partner, and in Billy Joel's case, Christy Brinkley was the slightly older woman in this case, and so a lot of similarities. And like I said, that song that became really popular, "Uptown Girl," really signified a lot of what was going on at the time between Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley, and myself and my second wife. But back to Sports Illustrated. It's sadly an end of an era, and a lot of people get their sports information and news about sports through the internet and online. And so we know that magazine sales had struggled uh, with SI, and it was a very popular magazine for myself. I stopped subscribing to magazines um, technically back in 2000, 2010, I think it was. But I still had some active subscriptions when I became homeless, and they did follow me for a short time. One of the longest subscriptions that I had at the time was through Car and Driver, and Car and Driver had been around since the late 50s. And so, anyway, I had been a subscriber since 1974. I was with them up until 2010, I think it was 2010, 2012. I do remember receiving Car and Driver magazine because I had subscribed through Publishers Clearinghouse contest. Car and Driver for 1 year. And while I was in the Oakland homeless shelter, my mail was forwarded to the shelter after I read the my magazine. I would put it out for everybody else to read after I finished reading it. So, um, and after that, that was the last time I had a subscription that was still active. That was in 2013. And so magazines are a thing of the past now. Do you have a subscription to a magazine? You know, subscriptions have changed. We have online subscriptions, we have app subscriptions, things like that are different. It's not something tangible like we had as a magazine. As there were a lot of different types of magazines. A lot of homes back when I was growing up had Time magazine. You know, I remember seeing those magazines come every week because that was the news source that reported on human interest stories. Time magazine, and so now, like all the other magazines, they're heading for extinction. SI is right there, um, and now because the deep fakes stories, the firing and termination of the previous editor, and the financial troubles still go on, and so we see that printing and mailing is not feasible any longer. But I remember the Christy Brinkley when it first came out. It was a magazine cover that caught your eye because she was so strikingly beautiful, and she remains so today. Uh, but again, well, Christy now is 69. It's hard to believe. You know, she was in her early 20s back then, and she's 69 now. What, man, has time flown by? And there's other women that I looked at as icons of beauty. I mean, think about uh, in my generation, it was Marie Osmond. Marie Osmond is just a few months older than me. She was born in 1959. I'm born in 1960. And so I literally watched her grow up either on TV or on the radio. And now today, here she is. She sells Nutrisystems, and I mean, she's still an incredibly attractive woman. And but you can tell she's having work done because she is getting old. She is a grandma now. She's one of those gilfs. So time has a way of marching by, and things come and things go, and it's sad to see this one go. Sports Illustrated, gone. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.